Now, back to AB Sports Conversation with Anthony Carlo and Benzino the Hero.
I'm ready to get back to AB Conversation. That's just me, Anthony Carlo, Benzino the Hero on the mic. WICR Studios. We out here.
We are out here today, Ben. It's been a good show so far. We talked about some NFL Week 2, our thoughts on that in our last segment, and the first segment of the day we touched off on probably the most important topic of today, and that was the Adrian Peterson updates as of right now. So I guess we're gonna finish today's show off with a little baseball.
How about we dive into baseball?
Okay, let's go ahead and dive into baseball.
Dive home into baseball. Mr. Pinstripes.
Well,
Anthony Carlo.
Well,
Are the Yankees in playoff contention? No opinion. I just want the facts.
No, they're not.
No.
And I want to add to that any good radio show right now would not be talking about the Yankees.
But since I proclaimed you as Mr. Pinstripes, we gotta talk about this.
I think I said that last week. The only reason I want to touch on the Yankees right now is the fact that last night there was a little bit of a scuffle between the Tampa Bay Rays and the New York Yankees.
In Tampa Bay.
In Tampa Bay. Right. And we had Derek Jeter, who I very much want to see when I go to the game tomorrow night.
Oh. What are you doing tomorrow night? What are you doing tomorrow night?
I mean, I'm blessed to go see the Yankee game.
All right.
Because you know why? It's Derek. It's coming. It's winding down to Derek Jeter's final games in pinstripes.
Yes.
And I don't appreciate Ray's pitching. Not only hitting 5 Yankees in the past series,
Ooh.
but then hitting Jeter last night in a very sensitive area, especially to his particular career, where he's been hit a lot in that wrist area.
Yeah.
That's resulted in injuries and having to wear protection there. And he got hit in a very bad spot. And Joe Girardi comes rushing out of the dugout, and he starts going at the pitcher. He's cursing at the pitcher.
Whoa.
He's saying 5 times last series, 5 times you hit my guys, including Chase Headley on the chin. Chase Headley was plunked on the chin. Bloody chin. Yankees getting battered around. Frustration now with 6 back in the wild card, mounting, reaching a boiling point. I don't blame Joe Girardi for screaming at the pitcher. I don't. Because now you go and hit Derek Jeter, who's trying to play out his career as a New York Yankee. And look, I don't think it was on purpose. I don't think it was done on purpose. But you can't fault Girardi for the frustration.
Yeah.
So Jeter gets hit. Girardi comes out. He's thrown out of the game. And then what we have is retaliation.
So the Yankees have to go hit, per se. I don't know who was the pitcher that the who was the hitter, but
David Phelps goes and throws at
Longoria.
No, you would think so. Their best player.
Best player. That's how it usually does.
Usually goes that way, but he hits the first batter, and the first batter was oh man,
Random McRandom.
You know what? I can't. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I can't even remember his name. I see him in my head. But Sean Rodriguez of the Tampa Bay Rays got most heated because both benches cleared, both teams out on the field, and the Yankees were walking right to the Rays dugout, and they were ready to rumble. You know, a lot of their young guys, a lot of their new guys were looking to swing, I think, and that's what Sean Rodriguez got mad out of the Tampa Bay corner, and we had a scuffle. None of this is relevant, mind you, to MLB baseball right now.
Yes.
Because nobody cares about the Yankees and nobody cares about the Rays at this point. They're both out of it. But in terms of me being lucky enough to see the captain play one of his final games, and in terms of them hitting him last night, I felt it was worthy to discuss.
Well, since the bats aren't swinging, might as well throw some punches for the Yankees' sake. In other baseball news,
correct,
we have mentioned the Orioles clinched the AL East.
Yeah.
By 10 games.
Yeah, the Orioles
dominated.
This was the Orioles' year.
Spread their wings.
Buck Showalter, he's been trying a long time He's had his seasons where he put together a team that seemed good enough to do it, but then fell apart usually in the second half of the season.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Buck Showalter manager of the Yankees?
Yeah,
All right,
he was.
all right.
Him and Derek Jeter know each other very well. But the Orioles put everything together this year. Basically, Adam Jones, and they did it without Matt Wieters behind the plate.
And Machado not being there for the whole season.
And without yeah. So that's a great example of how a team really, really used what they had. And what I love about this is that all the Yankees, former Yankees that were traded to the Orioles, Kelly Johnson, Stephen Pierce, they're the ones who had the walk-off win against the Yankees a couple of games ago.
Oh, yeah,
They strung together. They orchestrated the walk-off win against the Yankees. So you know what? They really, everything, there's a time and place where everything comes together. And that's what happened. Because when you have Kelly Johnson and Stephen Pierce winning you games, rather than your Matt Wieters, your star catcher, or Manny Machado, who they missed for much of the year, that's when you know that you're utilizing everything to win.
Also in Oriole news, I don't know if we talked about this, but Chris Davis is suspended for 25 games,
Yes.
including the postseason,
Including
off of
amphetamines. Amphetamines use Chris Davis. You know what? The guy's a monster. So I think a lot of people were wondering why he hit 50 home runs last year. What prompted that?
But also for Chris Davis, that was a negative about Chris Davis.
Right.
Let's talk about a positive in Chris Davis. Chris Davis was on the highway,
Okay.
minding his own business. Vroom, vroom, hopefully following the speed limit.
Right.
And he sees an accident on the shoulder.
Uh-huh.
So in that accident, he helps lift over a truck because somebody's under there.
Wow.
So he helps assist in
I didn't hear about
an
this.
accident.
Wow. Putting those amphetamines to work. No, I mean that's very brave. I mean that's a great thing. You got
It was a motorcycle accident, something like that. So
I mean, listen, you can take amphetamines and hey, it'll get you suspended, but doing something like that, that's definitely going to be I think remembered by that guy who was in trouble. I mean, that saved his life.
yes.
I mean that's just great.
So kudos to the character of Chris Davis in that incident, showing off his positive character. Yeah, a lot of character issues
Right.
in sports.
That's true. But no, you know what? Look, the postseason's coming for baseball. It's going to be a very sad postseason for me. As a Yankees fan, I don't mean to sound spoiled, but I'm used to watching the Yankees in the playoffs, and I would have liked to see them send Derek Jeter off with at least some sort of postseason season.
Yeah.
At least that didn't sound great. At least win him some playoff games to finish off his career. But unfortunately, it's not going to happen. The Royals definitely made leaps and strides this year in the American League.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Right.
Right now, they can still clinch the division. They're only a game and a half back of the Detroit Tigers.
I mean, they have the big bad Tigers in front of them, but the Tigers, they're not so big and bad this year when you look at the way the Royals have played. Spent some time in first place, they did.
Yes.
They've definitely put up, and deservingly so. They've been bad for too many years.
But if the Royals if they get the wild card spot, they would eventually battle another team, the second wild card spot, to see who would make in the playoffs.
Right.
And other news in the ML.
Well, there'll be two wild card spots.
There's two wild card
spots. They will battle
now.
other teams for those two wild card spots, but most likely the Royals will be in the playoffs. Most likely they'll get one of those wild card spots.
But in the what makes it a wild card factor is the first wild card team has to face the second wild card team in one game.
Right.
To see who advances.
Oh, that's what you meant. Oh, yeah. Then, right, exactly. They would have to face whoever wins that second wild card game to see who gets that other playoff berth. But so yeah, because they've added the wild card round to baseball this year. Last year.
Yes.
Sorry, last year. So the postseason's around the corner. We'll definitely be having our postseason preview. Coming up. Remember last year?
Last year, that went splendid.
Yeah, we followed the postseason. That was almost as fun as Ben's NBA preview. Ben was hyped up on something that day.
New York Knicks basketball.
He had Red Bull in him, I think.
No. I don't drink that stuff.
No Red Bull.
It's bad for you.
Right. Well, we wish we had more time today. We would discuss baseball. You know, it's my favorite sport. But I think we're running out of time, unfortunately. Unless you have anything else to say?
Giancarlo Stanton's face is messed up. He took a horrid hit to the face, fastball or whatever, hit him in his grill.
Yeah.
Busted up, bleeded. And now on Instagram he posted a selfie a couple of days later after, so his face is black and blue. It's not pleasant to see, but this is Giancarlo Stanton. This is baseball's young, not him, Puig, Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Young guns just doing his thing.
Faces of baseball. That was a weird night in baseball.
Because the Chip Kelly happened. Yeah. Night.
A lot of people also in baseball got hit in bad spots that night. That was a weird night. I was watching MLB Network, and they were showing all of the games where somebody was getting hit. That was a nice night. Chase Headley, you mean?
Yeah.
So I think he said Chip Kelly.
Oh, whatever. Something got chipped.
But Chase Headley and a lot of players got hit that night. It was a weird night. Did you see that night on Sports Center?
Well, you saw it on MLB Network. I saw it on Baseball Tonight on ESPN.
Oh, okay.
But
tomato.
Yeah. Can we wrap up the show with my shout-outs?
I was waiting for you to say the word.
Carlos, FG, Yuli, Franklin, Will, Chris Kraft, Alex, Chris, Sedan, Say A Runs. Big Mike's birthday's on tomorrow. That's Thursday. Happy birthday, Big Mike. Dakari, Chris the Janitor, GTN, FSMP. Everybody in the control room, good looking out.
We want to thank everybody in the control room for being here today. Shout out also to Rob Jiggity, producer for the show.
Yeah.
Did nothing today, but we still love him. We'll be back next Wednesday at 4:30.
Just in case you missed the episode live on Ustream, go to WICR, search that up on YouTube, filter AB Conversation. That's how I do it.
Give us views. We want views. We like views.
Comments at Benzino _ the hero.
Yeah, let us know what we can do better.
We out here.
Yeah.
Y'all should have a good week.
We were a little late today. Also, my fault.
I apologize.
Yeah, my fault. I apologize. We came on at 4:40, I believe, instead of 4:30. We'll be back normal time, 4:30 next week.
Get your Purell ready. Get the 2-ply ready. AB Conversation will be back next Wednesday. Thank you for listening.
All right.
I'm outie.
For Benzino here, I'm Anthony Carlo. We'll see you next week.